Hello beautiful people, lovers of African football and lovers of football in general. Welcome to the channel once again, African Football Fan TV. You know the culture already. On African Football Weekly Review, we'll take a look at African football and African footballers at the deed all over the continent and also at the deed in the top 5 league abroad. And we'll be giving you news regards to the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup semi-final first leg, which was played over the weekend. And also we have a sad news from the African continent in regards to an African player who lost his life over the weekend. And before I go into today's show, I really want to thank you guys for your comments, for your suggestions, for your subscription into this channel. You're the ones making this channel to grow faster. Over the weekend we clocked 1,000 views, and I really can't take that for granted. A really big thank you to you guys. And for those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Help us to grow. I don't know what you they wait for. Maybe your money you go to subscribe. So click on that subscription button and click on the notification bell to keep you up to date with contents of the channel. So without wasting much of your time, and we go into today's show proper. First up, Burkina Faso Premier League. Burkina Faso Premier League just remaining 2 games now, and over the weekend Kiadogo won at home to Kiko United by 1-0. They now have a 2-point lead over Etofalante at the top of the league. Etofalante defeated ASFA Yenaga this week by 1-0. They now occupy the 2nd spot, while ASF Yenaga dropped to 3rd point. Majestic, who sit on the 4th spot in the table since they can't get a win, as they were held to a 2-2 draw by Bobo Dioulasso. Dioulasso held them to a 2-2 draw. Dioulasso sits on the 11th spot in the log table. As it stands right now, Kadiogo now sits number 1 on the spot, while number 2 Etofalante, and the 3rd spot is ASFA Yenaga, and Majestic sit on the 4th spot in the league. And we move now to the Bostwana Premier League, where this weekend Gaborone United won at home to Kiko United by 1-0. That victory actually has given them a 4-point lead over 2nd place Township Rollers, who were held to a 2-2 draw by Security System. Security System with a good security system to hold the 2nd place Roller Township to a draw, and that draw is not actually good for Township Rollers, as now they are chasing the Gaborone United with 4 points ahead of them. As it stands now, with just 3 games remaining, it seems as if Gaborone United had the league in their hands already, and they are going to be crowned champion if they can win this weekend, and Roller Township are unable to win the match. And we go to the relegation side, where we saw this week Gulfport Lions won 2-1 against Bostwana, and that has given them a slight chances of escaping relegation with just 3 games remaining. We never can tell if they can escape relegation, but if they can win the remaining 3 matches and hope the other guys in the relegation zone do not win, they might escape relegation. But keep your fingers crossed. We'll give you news regarding the Botswana League as it goes on. And we move on to news in the African sector, and we start on a sad note, where this week we saw the Democratic Republic of Congo international Jody Lukuki, who passed away. Lukuki was 29 years and sadly passed away, although the cause of his death still unknown. Lukuki was on the books of FC20 until February this year, when his contract was terminated after a serious injury. And from all of us here at African Football Fan TV, we sympathize with the family, and we pray to God to give them the fortitude to bear the loss of the player who has passed away. And we move on to other news now. In the Under-20 Women World Cup draw that was over the weekend, and the 2 African countries in the people of Nigeria and Ghana has been handed a very difficult draw from their group. Nigeria found themselves in Group C alongside last tournament host France. Wow, this group is very tough, and with the way they are doing the draw, I don't know if we can qualify from the group, but hopefully, finger crossed, we believe our girls, they will do African pride. So in Group C, Nigeria found itself with South Korea, Canada, and France, while Ghana will be facing defending champion Japan, the Netherlands, and the United States of America in Group D. And that match between Ghana and Netherlands is a revenge match for Ghana, as Netherlands was the team that knocked Ghana out of the last edition by 4-0. So there's a revenge on the card for the Netherlands, and I believe our girls, the Black Queens, are going to do us proud in this tournament. And we move on to other news, where this week the news broke that the Gabon League will resume again on the 14th of May, which is on Saturday this weekend. The league has been on the hot since the 2019 halfway through the league, where the league was stopped by the Gabon Football Federation, but decided not to relegate nor promote any team, and the league is going to resume again this weekend, and it's resuming in the new format which they have to devise in order to keep up with the CAF calendar, CAF football calendar. So they put the 40 teams into 2 groups, A and B. So they're going to play themselves, and the champions will be crowned at the end of the season. So during the subsequent news, we're going to give you news in regards to the Gabon Premier League and how it is going. And we have good news for you, all Ghanaian fans. Eddie, call me. Nketia, call me. Nketia, call me. Eddie Nketia this week has secured his Ghana passport, which is a step closer for him to representing Ghana at the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022. Over the weekend, it broke that Eddie Nketia, the Arsenal striker, has secured its Ghana passport, and that's just one more step for him to being eligible to represent Ghana and play for Ghana at this year's World Cup. Eddie Nketia is currently on form this period, as he scored 2 goals in the last match against Leeds United and scored 4 goals in the last 5 matches for us. Now, Eddie Nketia, we can't wait to see you in the Ghana jersey and represent the continent of Africa at the Qatar 2022 World Cup. And we move now to continental football, where over the weekend the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup semi-final was played, and a lot of matches were played over the weekend. The first match will be reporting the match between Ahali of Egypt versus ES Setif of Algeria. That match ended in an emphatic 4-0 win for Ahali. Ahali, who are the current champion of the Champions League, won the first leg by 4-0. The game was inspired by South African international Percy Tau, who scored 2 goals and assisted 1 goal also in that match to give them a first leg 4-0 way to take into the second leg, which will be played over there in Algeria this weekend. And the second match is between Petro Atletico versus Wydad, who I still tip as one of the favorite team to win, as my favorite team to win this year's CAF Champions League, won away to Petro Atletico of Angola by 3-1. The first goal was scored by the captain of Petro Atletico, which is Thiago Azulat, who scored an own goal in the first half of the match before Yahaya Jabrani scored the second goal in the match. The match ended in a 3-1 win for Wydad, who will be taking a 3-1 lead to the second leg, which will be played over there in Morocco this weekend. And we like to also inform you that the CAF Champions League final will be played in Morocco this year, so it will be an exciting for Wydad to be in the final, and home fans will still be there for them as they will play the Champions League final against either Ahali of Egypt or ES Setif of Algeria. But keep your fingers crossed at the matches as it goes this weekend. We're going to give you the results from the CAF Champions League. So now we move on to the CAF Confederations Cup, where over this weekend Ali Tripoli of Libya were defeated by Orlando Pirates by 2-0. This is a very shocking result for me. Personally, I wasn't expecting Orlando Pirates to win 2-0. I was expecting at least they can get a draw. I was saying the best they can get for this match is to get a draw and take over to South Africa for the second leg, but they've given themselves a huge advantage to go to the final of this year's CAF Confederations Cup by winning 2-0. And the second match is between TP Mozambique and Bakane. That match ended in a 1-0 win for Mozambique of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mozambique actually had 26 shots on goal. I wonder how they managed to score just 1 goal, but thankfully to John Bakata in the 95th minute of the match, they were able to score 1 goal, giving them a 1-0 advantage to take to the second second leg, but this tie is still in the balance, and I bet Burkina will be doing everything possible to overturn this result and see if they can qualify for this year's CAF Confederations Cup final. And that's it from the CAF Confederations Cup and the CAF Champions League in the African sector. And we move now to the global stage, where over this weekend in the German Bundesliga, no African player was on the score sheet. A very, very poor acting from the African contingent in the German Bundesliga. None of them was on the score sheet, and nothing to report from the German Bundesliga in regards to African players. And we move now to the Italian Serie A, where this weekend we saw Venezia versus Bologna ended in the 4-3 win for Venezia. Venezia, who are actually fighting a relegation fight, saw the winning goal scored by Sofani Kayeni in the 94 minutes. Yes, in the 94 minutes of play, Kayeni scored the winning goal in a 4-3 match to give them a very, very important 3 points in their fight against relegation. And that's all from the Italian Serie A, as Sofani Kayeni is the only player who was on the score sheet in the Italian Serie A. And we move on to the Spanish La Liga. The Spanish La Liga, same thing as the German Bundesliga. No African player was on the score sheet in the Spanish La Liga over the weekend, and so there's nothing really to report from there, from the Spanish La Liga. Hopefully before the season's end, we're gonna have some African players doing bits in the Spanish La Liga. And now we move on to the French League One. The French League One, a lot of African players were on the score sheet, with some Metz versus Lyon ended in a 3-2 win for Metz. Metz, who are fighting relegation. Mathematically, they still have a chance of surviving relegation, but that match won by 3-2 against Lyon. Lyon, the first goal was scored for Metz by Didier Lakim-Zio, the Cameroon international, who scored in that match before Farid Boulaya, the Algerian international, scoring the winning goal in the 98th minute of that match. My man Teko Nkambe wasn't on the score sheet this week. I think since 5 weeks straight now, this is the first time he hasn't scored, and they lost that match by 3-0. So we hope Metz are able to escape relegation, because mathematically it's still possible for them to escape relegation. And the second match we'll be talking is the match between Clermont versus Montpellier. That match ended in a 2-1 win, and the winning goal was scored by Mohamed Bayo, the Guinean international who played for Clermont, scored the winning goal to save them from relegation. As it stands, Clermont are out of the relegation zone, and as it stands with just a few games remaining, they have all chances of escaping relegation, all thanks to the Guinean international Mohamed Bayo, who scored the winning goal in that match. And the other match we'll be talking is the match between Angers and Bordeaux. That match ended in a 4-1 win for Angers against Bordeaux. That match saw goals from Stéphane Bohakin, the Cameroon international, was on the score sheet for Angers as it defeated Bordeaux by 4-1. And the last match from the French League One is a match between Lorient and Marseille. That match ended in a 3-0 win for Marseille. The goals were scored by Baba Niang, the Senegalese international, was on the score sheet for Marseille as they defeated Lorient by 3-0. So Marseille still fighting to qualify for Champions League football as it stands. And that's all we have from the French League One, and we'll move to the English Premier League. The English Premier League, we saw this weekend Leicester United versus Everton played at a 2-1 win for Everton, and Patson Daka was on the score sheet for Leicester in that match, but his goal wasn't enough to save them from losing that match, as they fell to a 2-1 defeat in that match. And Nigerian international Alex Iwobi had an assist in that match for the first goal in the game, and they won that match by 2-1. As it stands, they are still fighting for relegation fight, and hopefully they can escape relegation. And the next match is the match between relegated Norwich City versus West Ham United. West Ham United won that match by 4-0, and 2 goals of the match was scored by Said Bahrami, the Algerian international who played for West Ham, scoring 2 goals in that match as they ran away with a 4-0 win. West Ham are still trying to qualify for the European football. They're now on the Conference League, Europa Conference League slot, and seeing if they can overcome and overtake take Manchester United, who sit on the 6th spot in the league table. And the next match will be reporting the match between Brentford United and Southampton. That match ended in a 3-goal win for Brentford as they defeated Southampton, and one of the goals of the match was scored by our own Democratic Republic of Congo player Eunice Wisa, was on the score sheet for Brentford as they won that match by 3-1. And the other match we'll be talking is the match between Burnley and Aston Villa. Burnley, the relegation strugglers, lost that match at home to Aston Villa by 3-1. The consolation goal for Burnley was scored by Maswe Konet, the Ivory Coast international who plays for Burnley, scored the consolation goal as they fell to a 3-1 loss in that match to Aston Villa. And the last match from the English Premier League is the match between Crystal Palace and Watford. Watford have been relegated. Watford have been relegated from the English Premier League, and the goal by Wilfred Zaha, the Ivory Coast international, was the only goal to see them lose that match as they were relegated from the English Premier League. And we have a lot of African players in Watford who have been relegated, the likes of Denis Ismail Assar, and a lot of them in the Watford team. They'll be playing their football in the Championship next season, and Wilfred Zaha has sent them down. And that's all we have from the league review in the African players are the deed in the top 5 league abroad. And we move on to our highlight of the week. African highlight of the week, it's coming from the French football, where over the weekend we saw 6 African players were on the winning side as Nantes defeated Nice by 1-0 to clinch the French Coupe de France, as the French Cup as they call it in France, Coupe de France. Nantes have won that tournament by 1-0, and we have 6 African players on the winning side. The people of Moses Simon, Juan Carlos Calestas, Samuel Moswan, Mutsusami, and Koulibaly, Khalifa, and Shastra Ore and Usman Bakeri of Ghana. They were all on the winning side. We say congratulations to Nantes, and congratulations to our 6 African brothers who were on the winning side. And the last segment of our show is African Player of the Week. African Player of the Week goes to no other person. Do you want to guess? Our African Player of the Week goes to our own South Africa international, Percy Tau, the man who plays for Al Ahly of Egypt. Inspired them to a 4-0 win over ES Setif in the CAF Champions League first leg semi-final. Is our Player of the Week. Scored 2 goals and 1 assist in that match as the already has put in 1 step into the final, which will be played in Morocco. Eddie Nketia, Wadad of Morocco, or Petro Atletico of Angola. Petro Atletico have a 3-1 deficit to turn in the second leg in Morocco, but as it stands now, I can predict on my own will. It's not an advice, so I'm not advising any of you, but on my own prediction, I can say the final will be played between Wadad of Morocco and Al Ahly of Egypt. That's my prediction, but it's not an advice. It's not a betting advice for you to go and bet. Me not go bet losing money because I me talk and not talk like that. So this is just my own prediction and what I'm saying. So I'm saying that Wadad will play Al Ahly of Egypt in the final. And so our African Player of the Week is no other person than Percy Tau, the South African international. So congratulations, Percy Tau, for winning our African Player of the Week. And if you like this video and this video has been entertaining to you, please click on the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell to keep you up to date with content of this channel, as we will be giving you a video back to back on this channel. And so until I meet you again, I say a very big thank you to you and stay safe. God bless you.